What's up, everybody? Welcome to Six Man Blitz. We're here ready for a great episode for you guys today. Got some great NBA talk, got some great NFL talk. But one thing I wanted to start with. Now, I've been seeing, you sent me a rumor today, possibly, Josh Jacobs ending up with the Bears as their starting running back. I just saw one right on Twitter before we pressed record, saying, Saquon Barkley possibly won't, stay with the Giants. They won't give him the franchise tag. So, the number one spot, he's going to go Chicago Bears. So what do you think about all these speculations about the backfield for the Chicago Bears next season? David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, Saquon, what you think about that?
Yeah, I think Saquon is the best guy out free agency wise at that position. So anytime you can surround Justin with top talent at that position, that's what you want to do. And running back is a position that isn't necessarily the most publicized as like a QB friendly position, like a receiver, tight end, or even offensive lineman. But the ability to run the ball and have a good running back outside of Justin Fields
will be huge.
It's going to be huge for his development. So that's a necessary piece, and I think it's a great start to what should be one of the greatest free agencies of NFL history by the franchise.
Damn, well, shit. We can't wait for that shit to come out. If you haven't checked it out already, check out my Bears offseason video. I talk about a lot of things, the running back position as well, but I don't, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, I don't have them going to get him. No, spoilers, of course, but I have the Bears, David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, sticking with them because that's where my heart is. If I was posed, I'd, give the money to David Montgomery. He's Chicago Bear through in, through out. Khalil Herbert, I like what he's doing, so keep that tandem together. And in the draft, I don't know, I was doing the PFF mock draft simulator, and I seen Deuce Vaughn in like the 5th or 6th round. I scooped him up. Imagine adding a guy like him to the backfield as well. You don't need a Saquon. You got 3 dudes that can give you one bit of everything, Deuce Vaughn could be just like a Tariq Cohen, but, so you really can do anything with free agency. We got hella money. We got hella draft capital, so we're excited to get into that. But
I do think for the Saquon trade to make sense, I think the Bears have kind of set the tone for what to expect pricing wise. Like we didn't pay what's his name?
Jordan Howard?
Walk, so no, not Jordan Howard. I'm talking about
Allen Robinson?
My man who just got paid in Baltimore.
Oh, Roquan Smith.
Yeah, so
I don't know why I thought about Jordan Howard.
With, I think we're going to be conservative with all the contracts we send out there just based on what Ryan Poles is trying to do. So if we could get Saquon on a team-friendly deal, hell yeah, but I don't think we should be resetting the market.
Hell no.
For his ass,
Josh Jacobs, he's going to want a deal too, man.
But, I mean, there's a reason why he balled out like he did last year. He played every game, and he got hella carries because it's almost like they were like, oh, we're going to squeeze you dry till
we let you go.
While you're under contract. So that was interesting to me that, like, I don't know, you could just tell he was playing for a contract, and I hope he gets it, but I think I'd take Saquon over him for sure. And I do like that you make a good argument with the three-headed monster if we could add a guy like Vaughn to the mix.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't dislike that either. But it all depends what
happens,
what my mans want. Because we damn sure ain't paying for his ass, overpaying for his ass.
Nah. And it's exciting times.
Reese,
huh?
Let me clarify. What's the running back's name for the Bears? I'm drawing a blank.
David Montgomery?
David Montgomery. Yeah, we're not going to overpay for his ass.
So nah, he's not going to want nothing too crazy. Not going to want nothing too crazy. Probably.
So?
Nah. Nothing. He's not gonna want to reset the market. He's not gonna want Christian McCaffrey money. Probably get away with like.
Oh, he shouldn't want that. But what else? What does he want though? Is it more than what he's worth?
Shit, I don't know, but
including the injury history.
But I think he does like playing with Chicago, so he might take a hometown discount. Maybe, who knows? I'm not in this guy's ear.
Why? This is my thing though. Why aren't the Giants in the conversation to keep him? Like, do they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do they know something we don't?
Saquon Barkley, a guy like that, shouldn't he shouldn't be leaving the building without a contract.
That's what I'm saying. He was very instrumental into their success, and he led that offense. I mean, he was the best player on that offense, no question. So,
what does Daniel Jones look like without Saquon Barkley too? Like that run game they have, just him being able to run the ball and be dynamic. Like, what do they look like without him?
And I mean, Daboll knows what he's doing, so that raises some concern for me. Like, why wouldn't Daboll want to sign this guy up for a nice tenure, 3 years?
It don't make sense.
Something like that. Maybe they know something about his injury history that we don't. Like, yeah, this guy tore his ACL, but the way he recovered from it, he might have a short window at his peak. We see that a lot at that running back position.
Todd Gurley, I was just seeing his highlights the other day.
But Todd Gurley is a perfect.
I'm like,
example.
damn,
so
he's a beast.
That just raises the concern for me, but because the guys in the building know you the best.
Yeah,
like they're with you every single day. So why wouldn't he?
That's a
good point. They weren't even on the list of
the top 5 teams.
Odds for they weren't even in the top 5.
That don't make no sense. They don't even want to.
How many times have you seen that?
They don't even want to franchise tag them. Yeah, but that's a perfect segue. That's a perfect segue over to the quarterback for the Giants, Daniel Jones. I don't know if you've seen this, but his ass said he wants $45 million a year. What do you think about that?
When we did that last show about him, I thought he was good. I thought he was going to be the guy who wasn't going to turn down no.
That's what I'm saying.
Contract offer.
Take whatever offer they give him.
Negotiation. Right. That was my instinct on him, but I was wrong.
He wanted to get paid.
His ass wanted to get paid. I'm a playoff quarterback. In New York, baby, I deserve top dollar, especially with the taxes in this motherfucker.
Yeah, it just don't make sense though, because if he gets paid though, then everybody's gonna try to get paid. He's gonna be another example of the whole, the Christian Kirk, before Christian Kirk started balling out and shit. But he's gonna be that example now.
You can't put him in that category.
He balled out
correctly. That nigga nice.
But now, yeah, with Daniel Jones, he's gonna get a huge check. If they give him $45 million a year, Lamar's going to ask for how much should Lamar get then?
He should get Mahomes money guaranteed, though. Hey.
Give him some ownership. Let him run the team.
Deshaun Watson 2.0 contract.
Yeah, when I saw that shit too, I was like, "What the? This can't be true. His ass can't be asking for $45 million." But then the next thing I saw was the Giants weren't trying to give it to his ass. The next tweet right after that. So we'll see where they.
Hell no.
He can't be arguing too much.
He's a guy you want to surround talent around. Like, you want to add talent, and paying him doesn't help that opportunity. So
it doesn't.
It makes perfect sense, but. At the same time, he's, a lot of teams will pay him that.
Yeah, but you need Brian Daboll to come with them.
Washington will probably pay him that.
Oh yeah, you would need Daboll to come with his ass though, because he's not that good without you.
Carolina might pay him that.
Yeah, Carolina. Some teams are desperate.
Indy might give him that bread. Indy won Bryce. They don't have to come with the right offer though.
But the next team. The team in the same division. They went to the Super Bowl. We didn't talk too much about the Super Bowl, but Jalen Hurts, that's another guy that's going to get paid. Looking at what he played like in the Super Bowl, how much money do you think he's going to get?
Man, this is another topic that gets talked about a lot.
Yeah. I've been seeing them, talk about
And
it a lot.
I've heard everything. I've heard the whole spectrum to the point where, oh yeah, he's going to take a team-friendly deal. Or, oh, they're going to reset the quarterback market. They're going to lock him up for 10 years. Which I think what will happen is because he's so young, and I mean, the beauty of not getting drafted in the first round is you don't have that fifth-year player option. You have that fourth year. So you got he literally had the best season of his life,
Almost MVP.
right before he was about to get paid. So that's lightning in a bottle. You
Perfect
gotta go
timing.
get yours. Right. So I think they'll lock him up for 10 years, honestly. And it'll be team friendly. It'll spread the cap out, and then they won't take a big hit. And they'll be able to still acquire some of the free agents they've been able to, especially with, how we be dialing it up.
He gonna make some work.
Picking the phone up, making shit,
Turn shit to Shinola, like you said. But
man,
do you think the Eagles have a good shot? You think Hurts, look down, predict some shit with his career? You think they'll be back in the Super Bowl? Do you think he'll win the Super Bowl down the road?
yeah, I think he's just in the perfect environment for success. The Philly franchise is a great run organization, so they're going to get a few cracks at it. I think one of them they'll hit, you know what I'm saying? Just because the great young core, all their best players are pretty young.
They draft extremely well.
Kelsey's getting up there, Lane Johnson's getting up there, but they're both returning. So this very next year might be their best opportunity, depending on what happens in free agency. And I'm sure they'll try to make some noise too, as much as it's going to leave and go get more money elsewhere. They're going to try to make a big splash like they did last year because they know these windows.
It's right there. The NFC's wide open too. It's wide open. It's them, and I can't tell you who the next best team is. It's the 49ers, they're still figuring out their quarterback.
Let's build a 5-year plan. We can assess, okay, we got a window where we can win 1 to 2 in the next 5 years. Let's go all in. And we're going to have to find Kelsey's replacement in that 5 years. We're going to have to replace Lane. We're going to have to patch up the O-line. Veterans on the back end too, as well as the D-line is only getting up there. Fletcher Cox and them boys. So
they getting old, yeah. But no,
they're going to need to make consistent moves to stay at the top because you also don't want to overpay for a quarterback, and now you can't fill voids elsewhere.
Yeah, and I don't think Jalen Hurts is that type of guy. I think he'll be able to be like, hey, make my shit team friendly. Be able to have some cap for everybody else. Be able to make some moves. We bring up the Patrick Mahomes deal. They were able to, have the money to spend somewhere else and get the guys, and they draft well too, like the Eagles. So
got the best O-line.
Yeah.
0 sacks against one of the all-time great sack leaders.
That's fucking crazy.
Orlando. Some would argue it was based on the turf, but
yeah, you hear them speculations about that shit?
Playing on that shit. I don't give a fuck.
You hear that?
Teams had to play on that one surface.
You hear that shit about that? The dude that was in charge of the field, the turf, and all that stuff. This was his last year. He's about to retire. He's keeping track of it. But the year before, when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, he was in charge of it again, and they gave him a Super Bowl ring. So there was a lot of speculation about that. His involvement.
He lives in Kansas City.
Yeah, and
he's done every one,
which is fucking crazy.
Every year though, he does the grass every year, I guess.
And bro, you see some of the stats. I was watching Part of My Take. Shout out them. They were talking about how like Patrick Mahomes on like 40% of his dropbacks, like two or one Eagles players all fell on the ground and shit. And the number on the other side of things, the Chiefs, like it was 15% of dropbacks or something. So it's just, it's not crazy. It's not a conspiracy theory with those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I would just need some more information. Like, okay, did the Eagles, you've seen Jalen Hurts switch his cleats.
Yeah.
But you might need those screw-ins that are 3/4 if it's that slippery out there, and you ain't slipping in them shits. I don't give a fuck. I've played in the mud.
3/4 built different, man.
Mud. Oh, Chicago grass field and mud, and you ain't tracking on to nothing. But them 3/4, they'll get the job done for sure. So, that's just preparation. The Chiefs probably knew, hey, the field's gonna be slippery now. Let's put them 3/4 in, and shit, they ain't stopped nobody on defense no way. So it's not like it wasn't an even playing field. So outside of that one touchdown Jalen Hurts had, or they scooped and scored, shit.
That was a big important touchdown too, though. But so let's.
That was the difference.
It was a difference. But so talking about Jalen Hurts, where he is at with his deal, getting a huge deal, possibly going to the Super Bowl again. A lot of these quarterbacks in the league showed improvement this year. A lot of quarterbacks stepped up big in the playoffs. A lot of things happened. What would your top 5 quarterbacks be after this season right now if you had to rank them?
Okay, after this season, obviously Mahomes at 1, Burrow. Okay. I think I really like at 2.
Okay.
He's an O-line away from being Tom Brady. Shit.
That's the only thing he needs is just an O-line.
At 3, you gotta take Josh Allen, right?
I don't got him at 3, but he's top 5.
I mean, last year you've seen like they were front runners the whole year, front runners to win it all, and it's just like they got their shit kicked in against the Bengals in the playoffs for one, but the year they just kind of eked into the playoffs.
Yeah, it was just a crazy year for them.
Yeah, it was a crazy year for them for sure. So outside of that, I think I got him 3.
Okay, what about 4?
4, man.
Take your time.
Jalen Hurts, of course.
Okay, I mean he definitely deserves to be in the top 5. Where we defer, I have him at 3 over Allen. I know it's too soon. It might be too soon, but I don't give a fuck. He went to the Super Bowl. He did his thing. Soon. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, which I don't think people are talking about him that much. Should have won MVP.
I wouldn't say he outplayed him.
I think he outplayed him. I think Patrick Mahomes. He looked decent, but Andy Reid, the play calling, the scheme, all that was the MVP of that game. I think because there was times he got receivers, right. 2 touchdowns, receivers are wide the fuck open. The enemy, I forgot who was talking about it. But I think it was Kelsey, one of the people on the Chiefs was talking about how the enemy knew that the Jags, abused the Eagles in that game, right? With that play, the receiver was running right open. That was very effective against the Eagles the Jags had. And so the enemy instilled it and put in the game and 2 touchdowns. So I think that scheme played a huge factor.
The enemy credit for that?
Yeah, somebody, I forget what Chiefs player was off the top of my head, but I did see it on social media.
That's good, because I'm glad, because everybody calls it, Andy's offense.
Right.
Andy's offense.
It's fucked up.
We haven't seen a Andy Reid disciple have this much trouble getting a promotion.
Shit, Matt Nagy got a job the next year.
God awful. You know what I'm saying? Even Doug Peterson.
Yeah, shit. Everybody's gotten a job out of the Andy Reid tree, and it's still going.
Man, so I'm happy for him. He's taking a risk going to Washington, but he's. I don't have a problem with him betting on himself. Hey, if I could turn this offense around, there should be 0 doubt in my head coaching ability.
Shit,
because they got some good weapons too.
Quarterback position, though, is going to be tough for him.
That's going to be a big, so they're going to have to figure it out at that position. They'll pay Daniel Jones, no question.
And the thing is tough, though, with the Bieniemy situation. I like him betting I like him betting on himself, too, but it's just really tough because you know what people are going to say if it doesn't work out with Washington. They'll be like, this is why he's not a head coach.
But Isn't Ron Rivera on the hot seat anyways?
Yeah. Well, and
so his ass could be fired halfway through the season. He gets the interim tag. Hey,
his
these last
assistant
7
coach.
games, your job interview, nigga. You figure it out. If we break even, you got the job.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He got the assistant head coach interim tag too as well. They put that on, he's not just the offense coordinator, exactly. Assistant head coach too.
Like Ron Rivera, I mean, what did this? My interesting thing is, what does that conversation look like behind closed doors? Is this Ron Rivera recruiting him? Is this GM recruiting him? Like what was the pitch on getting Bieniemy out of the Chiefs? Because that's like you go from football heaven to literally hell. I mean, with all the organizational issues they've had over the past, the name change, they haven't been able to win. They go get Carson Wentz weak ass. I mean, it's just
it went downhill, low key.
Dumpster fire over there.
A lot of things happen.
They have some promising talent offensively and defensively. So if he can turn that offense around, shit. That only helps his resume, and there should be zero questions of him being a head coach.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hopefully it works out for him. But who was your 5th quarterback? And let's get back to that top 5. Who was your 5th quarterback on that list?
I was trying to dodge that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I wouldn't be mad at Geno Smith to crease up in the list looking at it.
Nigga, please. Goddamn Tyler Huntley.
Snoop Huntley.
Goddamn 4-7. Man. Oh man.
Trevor Lawrence, you could think, I don't know if you.
Yeah,
it might be too early.
Is he there yet? Oh, I guess you go with Justin Herbert, right?
Oh, this is not a Justin Herbert podcast, man. We do not love that man over here. Shit, I
don't either. I think he's like the great white hope, and they love him. Oh, he's that huge 6'5".
He's got the intangibles
that can throw the ball anywhere on the field.
But it didn't work out for him with the Jags. With that second half performance he put up, he might be out of the top 10. No, I'm overreacting.
Ooh.
But
Trevor Lawrence?
No, Justin Herbert. But how I rank out, so Justin Herbert, you're putting him at 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my list: number 1, Patrick Mahomes; 2, Joe Burrow; number 3, Jalen Hurts; number 4. All right, I don't know if you're gonna agree with this one, but he's got an MVP. People forget Lamar Jackson. Put him at 4, and 5, Josh Allen. That's how I round out my list. And think what you want, but it's my fucking list.
My only issue with the Lamar thing is we haven't seen him in the playoffs enough.
He's got a playoff win though.
He does have a playoff win.
I think it was the Titans?
Oh, I felt like that was getting over the... Yeah, it was against the Titans, and I felt like that was a game where he got over the hump. A lot of people were making that criticism of him. He didn't have a playoff win. He gets one, and then the next year, their number 1 seed gets hurt. The next year, their number 1 seed gets hurt.
Hey, so they're gonna be the number 1 seed, bro. Baltimore, if Lamar isn't banged up, the Baltimore Ravens could win the Super Bowl. They're that fucking good defensively, offensively too. Lamar Jackson.
They don't want to pay him though.
And they just got Monken too. Todd Monken, shout out that.
Yeah, and I love that pickup.
It's a good ass pickup.
Great OC. I mean, those plays at Georgia, shit.
Hey, they look light years ahead of all the other teams they play. They're just always blowing their ass out.
Right.
Offensively, I like the scheme you would come up with.
He made a walk-on that transferred and came back. A Heisman finalist.
Bro, Stetson Bennett was putting up numbers.
That's known for their running backs.
Yeah. So that says a lot about his resume. I would have liked Bieniemy to go to Baltimore. But I'm not mad about the Todd Monken hire. I think that's still a really good hire.
No, I like Monken. Give me him. For sure.
Over Bieniemy? During Black History Month?
Yes.
Come on now.
Come on, bro. I've been following Monken for a minute now.
But
he's had success offensively at every stop he's been at. So
yeah, Tampa Bay Bucks, he had success there. He's been very successful.
He dialing them bitches up too. He Andy Reid ain't telling his hey run 42 right.
Spider 2 wide banana. None of that Gruden shit. But so let's talk about some NBA shit, because I feel like the NBA, there's been a lot of shit happening. The NFL's over. We can only speculate so much, but the NBA season is still going on. It's getting crunch time now. 25 games left. Mm-hmm. Now, Pat Bev, we the Bulls, we wanted Russ, really. I wanted Russ. But Pat Bev is heading to the Chicago Bulls. What was your reaction to this move?
I had none.
Hey, Pat Bev has a hella resume. Look at the teams he's played at. All of them have been to the playoffs. He has not missed the playoffs once. So, and he chose the Bulls over the Warriors too. That's something to keep in mind. So he saw the vision. Something's going to happen. We're probably going to be in the playoffs now. I would bet my life that we're in the playoffs now. So I like the move. Obviously, you're not too enthusiastic about the move, but Pat Bev, he brings some leadership, brings some mentorship to this Bulls team. Defensively, we're gonna get after it. Gonna be a lot more hungry on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few players worse than him.
What you mean?
Well, he gonna just make sure niggas practice hard.
Yeah, he said on his podcast, he's like, I'm gonna get after Zach LaVine in practice. I'm gonna get after DeMar DeRozan. he's gonna get after guys. Hey, but if we win the play-in, you know what kind of celebration we're gonna get out of him too. Minnesota Timberwolves when they won the play.
We might have to get a little ticket or whatever.
We might have to, bro. Hey. And
ticket for the play-in. We're gonna be in that
bitch. He's back. He's back home too, I believe. He's from Chicago too, no? So
yeah, he led Illinois in scoring.
So that's something. Hey, could he possibly lure AD to Chicago too? Maybe there's a lot more that goes into this Pat Bev buyout contract.
Stay your ass in LA.
You wouldn't want AD?
Nah, I'm tired of getting these old used ass vets. Every free agency, they're gonna get some old heads past their prime. He ain't got one more stop in him. He finna be ass his next stop. So I ain't got time for that.
Might as well stay in LA.
Man, come on now.
But what do you think about the Lonzo Ball shit?
The same once he leaves there.
What do you think about the Lonzo Ball shit that's going on?
It's tough, because you think you're going in there with something. You got a plan for rehab, and you're doing the same exercises over and over and over and over and over and over 3 times a day sometimes.
You can't even run or cut. None of that shit.
And you're getting worse, nigga. Goddamn. Fuck you in that door, boy.
Nah, that's really tough.
Hey, man, that's just, it's part of it. I mean, some doctors fuck up. Shit.
What do you do if you're the Bulls with him, though?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do with him, Because who knows if he'll even be able to play next year. He's shooting for next year, but who knows if he'll...
You got to get him up off the books at this point.
Who's going to take him? Michael Jordan maybe in Charlotte?
On your own. He gonna have to figure that shit out. That ain't got nothing to do with us. You got to. Like, come on, man.
That's tough.
Come on, man.
He was nice too when he was on the court.
What's his injury?
Some with his knee, I think.
The specifics.
It's been so long since he was hurt. I forgot what the fuck happened to his knee, but I know it was something with his knee. It's been 2 years.
Arthroscopic knee surgery.
He had 2 surgeries. They had to do it again, clean it up again. It's tough.
He's just gonna have to fight through that pain, bro. Because at the end of the day, you got your meniscus torn.
It was just a meniscus?
You ain't gonna never have that padding again.
Damn. That's really tough. But let's go over to the team that got Russ, the Clippers. Now, what do you think about this? You know, I'm the huge Clippers guy. What do you think about this move? I want to know your reaction to Russ staying in LA.
I mean, I like the pickup. My thing is, like, I have to see it first, though. You know, you still always gonna be like, all right, Russ, known to fuck some shit up. So, and his style of the game just it came and went real fucking quick.
Yeah, it did. He's got a bad track record, bad resume. With fucking teams up.
And then you mix that with like with that team and just the luck they've had. It just always seems like they're a fuck up away from some shit happening. Like during the bubble, they were slated to be the clear-cut favorite. Nobody is better than them. And they go up 3-1 and shit the bed, and Kawhi's hitting the side of backboards, and Paul George need therapy and shit. It's crazy.
Men's mental health is real, bro.
No question. It was just perfect timing.
Yeah. So, and Lou Williams was out at in Atlanta getting lemon pepper wings. Had to change his name, Lemon Pepper Lou.
He wasn't finna stop his routine.
Even
Atlanta
in the
was
bubble
open during the pandemic.
Yeah, it's been tough. And then they had
COVID.
They had Montrezl Harrell.
COVID down now.
I think Montrezl Harrell's grandma died or something. Somebody died in his family, and he left for the funeral, and they were questioning, is he gonna come back and shit, which really fucked up because that shit he was going through some shit, but they were still questioning him. I know, media.
He didn't do shit in the bubble either. He was weak as hell in the bubble too.
Damn, man. He had a lot on his mind. He was fighting demons.
They had two players up for six-man that year too, Lou and
Montrez. It was different.
No, and that was my team too. I ain't gonna lie, but it's always something with them, and I don't like. And Russ is always something ass nigga too. So it's just a bad combination of just bad luck, organization, and Russ.
It's true.
He bound to fuck some shit up. I will say PG was up for the MVP when he was in OKC.
They had good chemistry, them two together.
So,
but then that's when they got chemistry. That's when Dame had hit the logo shit.
You know what I'm saying? They might get busy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, OKC was never gonna go far, but
it
was still nice. It was that was nice to see. If I'm being honest, I mean that was when I was the biggest Russ fan. I've always been a fan of PG.
Mm-hmm.
But Russ was at one point my favorite player, which is crazy to look back, 2 to 3 years later.
How's he looking now for you?
He is sticking the sand. Shit.
But I like the Clippers though.
And he out there turning the ball over too.
Just can't get right with him. But I like the Clippers now though. They still have that depth. Norman Powell is a bucket. They got hella people on this team that can do some things. Eric Gordon, Bones Highland. They got a lot of people they can work with. Ty Lue, this is not Doc Rivers coaching the Clippers no more. Ty Lue is one of the best coaches in the NBA. So I think if anybody can work with Russ, it's Ty Lue. He can get that shit working. And he can, I think they'll be fine. I think this is their best shot yet to win something, win the NBA Finals, win the chip. But if they don't, then you gotta enter the conversation like, what do we gotta do with this team? Because we gave up so much to make this team and no championships in the result of it. So, but
they did go to their first Western Conference Finals.
That was after, even with Kawhi hurt too. That's what I'm saying. Ty Lue, he was coaching his ass off.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see. And Kawhi's looking like himself again. So these last 25 games, I'm going to be locked into the NBA. And basketball's over. All-Star, that shit was trash. That's over. And now we can lock in on real basketball. I mean, could you imagine, like, a first-round series LeBron against Ja Morant or You know,
It's gonna be crazy.
you
Or
know we're gonna see
Clippers,
Luka against
Lakers,
the
Lakers,
Clippers.
first round. It might be. There's a lot of storylines.
Right? Or Suns, Lakers, like LeBron and KD in a playoff series again. Like
That'd
it's
be
gonna
must
be
see TV.
fantastic to see, and then obviously we got to see what happens. The true champion is coming out of the East, and it's gonna be between Giannis and
Embiid.
Jason. So, nah, Embiid ain't got no.
This might be his year, bro.
He ain't got.
I was just talking shit about the Sixers in my last video, but so all right. We talk about the Clippers having a big three now. Who, with 25 games left, who is the best big three in the NBA now? You got new big threes now. You got the Lakers, D'Angelo Russell, AD, LeBron. Now you got the Suns, KD, Chris Paul, Booker. You got Pat Bev, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. Who's the best big three in the NBA now?
I think it starts with the Suns, just
Okay.
because the KD addition, and then you got to look at Denver.
Denver, that's one I forgot to mention as well. They're up there too. But who's the third person? Is Michael Porter Jr. or is it Aaron Gordon? Because Aaron Gordon's balling, they're both balling. So
Aaron Gordon is the All-Star this year, right?
yeah, he was All-Star this year. 17 a game, I think. 17,
that's who
16.
it is.
My fault. Oh, hey,
So
Golden
you
State
have
too.
them, and then Milwaukee, obviously. Golden State, of course, but
Once
Steph's
they're
been
healthy.
hurt, so but Milwaukee, obviously Boston. You can throw Philly. Cleveland's got a nice
Tyrese Maxey.
Miami.
But hey, Kevin Love on Miami now too. So Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, Bam. I mean, that's something in the East. Something they could do. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. A guy like Kevin Love, you get a guy like John Wall, possibly. Who knows? Miami could be, entering the chat, possibly.
There's still, teams with all this low managing now, like a lot of teams are behind the eight ball. Like you're gonna have to win a lot more games, and teams will be more locked in. But what's your thoughts on like this load management epidemic and how it's affecting the game? Do you think it's it's for the right cause, or you feel like, all right, now it's getting to a point where the product that the fans are consuming is taking a hit from it, and that could have a negative impact on the overall business?
I think, with the load management, it's already been such a problem. It's hard to, stop it right now because everybody's doing it. You giving your veterans rest. Everybody's getting rest games and stuff. But with load management, I'm cool with it as long as that shit, like, hey, right now, All-Star break, after All-Star break, no more load management. No guys need to be rested until, you clinch your playoff spot at the end of April. In the mid-April where there's like 2 games left. All right, you want to rest your starters. You already made your clincher spot. Then I get that. But right now, this is when basketball is supposed to be basketball. No guys need to be sitting out and resting, But, it's just tough. Like I mentioned, load management, it's just been becoming such a huge problem. And, you got people that spend all their money on tickets to see, LeBron James, see Kawhi Leonard play, Cyborg, And, if you're a Clippers fan, that's what you're coming to see. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard be sitting out for a game. It's like, all right, come on. But he has gotten better with that this year, though. A little. He's been playing majority of games now after those. I think he missed like 25 games in a row with his, torn ACL coming off recovery for that. But after that, he's been, pretty solid, playing damn near every game.
Right. So I think it's just they gotta meet in the middle. Like there's gonna be some injuries you take, but they used to tell us in football, are you hurt or are you injured? Because if you're injured, you can't play. But if you're hurt, nigga, get out there.
Give him a couple of needle shots.
And I don't think they do that in basketball. And
I don't think they do either.
I think. But how much data out there is suggesting that load managing helps, though? Like,
Not too
We're just
much.
assuming that's the logical. Like, I think even the year that the Clippers were like trying to strategically put themselves at like that 4, 5, 6 range, because they didn't want to face I forget who, but Kawhi ended up getting hurt that year.
It didn't matter.
So it's like it didn't matter. So like it's just I don't know how much of that actually helps and how much of that just hurts. Like at some point you got to build up that muscle tissue of you hooping.
Yeah,
At
playing
that
through it.
game. Like game speed is something that you can't practice or you just can't turn on and off, especially when it gets down later in the season.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at what just happened at the Super Bowl halftime show, I mean, Rihanna just performed the halftime show pregnant. We are capable of doing more than we think, Get out there, play on that little bum ankle, get that little shot, but obviously don't be overdoing that shit. If you hurt, if you're injured, step out, But I'm interested to see 25 games left. I'll give you a chance to update your NBA Finals prediction. Who do you think is going to be in the finals, and who do you think is going to win? Let's cover this right before we head out.
This is super tough because out of the East, I love Boston and I love Milwaukee. Milwaukee, for the NBA, I really don't have a set team because the Bulls.
You're not a Milwaukee fan.
I am a Milwaukee fan. Boy,
you was at the celebration a couple years ago.
I was there.
Talking about your favorite play was Chris Middleton.
Man, that Giannis, where he ended that bitch. Come on now.
50 point. What was it, like a 50-point, almost damn near triple-double?
Didn't miss a free throw. Like, come on now.
He was balling, yeah.
Ridiculous. So, he stole my heart ever since.
So what?
But I like JT though, man.
Okay.
Something about him.
Yeah, he's definitely been balling this year. Jalen Brown, that's a dynamic duo.
Yeah, something about him. And so I'm gonna go with Milwaukee this year because I feel like last year they should have won if Middleton was healthy. So everybody healthy, I like.
They picked up Jay Crowder too. It's a good move. I mean Jay Crowder.
Huh?
Jay Crowder. They picked up Jay Crowder too.
But out of the West, I mean, I want to say the Suns.
Oof.
Or the Clippers.
I know it.
I can't count out Denver, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Suns.
Okay, so Bucks Suns rematch. Who are you taking in that game, or in that series?
I got the Bucks.
Okay. Giannis getting another championship, adding that to the legacy. But for my pick, 76ers. I think the Embiid gets over the hump. I was high on the Brooklyn Nets. I had them, but I need somebody to replace
you just high, nigga.
On the indica,
you just high.
On the sativa. Medical, it's what? Medical subscribed as well. for the people questioning. But hey, so what? Let me get back to that. Yeah, you made me get off my topic. Hey, but the 76ers. Okay, 76ers, I like them coming out the East because, Celtics. Bucks are banged up. Bobby P, he's banged up. So who knows what's going to happen heading to the playoffs. I really like the 76ers right now. They made some moves. Jalen McDaniels off the bench. Dwayne Dedmon. People aren't going to be too hyped about that move. But I really like this Sixers team. I think this is the deepest they've ever been, the best they've ever been. So I'm really hyped for them. Joel Embiid is going to get over the hump at some point. He's playing a lot healthier, knock on wood. He's been healthier this majority of this year, playing at the MVP level. What is he averaging? 33 points per game. Him and Luka are damn near tied for the scoring title. So I really like his play this year. James Harden's looking good. I think he's averaging 11 assists this year. So Maxi's balling out too. So I really like the 76ers team. I really like the 76ers team to pull through and coming out the East. Out of the West, the Clippers. Every year this seems to be my my pick. Hopefully, you guys are keeping up on my narrative. I'm trying to push my agenda. I'm trying to push. But Clippers, I like them coming out the West because they're the deepest team in the NBA right now. The Suns, there's a lot of uncertainty with them. I feel like Chris Paul gets hurt every damn playoffs. Always has something going on with him. Booker, Kevin Durant. I think I could see the Suns winning the chip next year. But 25 games, that's a lot to ask for them to gel together, get that chemistry going, for them all to play together. And, we seen, Brooklyn Nets, it didn't work. So we don't know what we're going to get from the Suns. Monty Williams is a good coach, but I could see Suns Clippers in the Western Conference Finals, but I give the nod to the Clippers in that game. So Clippers, 76ers, and I'm going to go with Clippers winning it all. Blown away. Left speechless, huh?
Yeah,
And I've been riding with the Clippers too from the beginning. People who are, check out, the Instagram, check out the Twitter. It's up there. Our finals predictions up there. I think we put them out in October. So it's up there. I think you had the Warriors, Bucks, and I think you had the Bucks winning. I had the Clippers, Brooklyn Nets, and I had the Nets winning. Or I had the Clippers win. But that's our finals prediction. That's our NBA talk, our NFL talk. That's all we got for the show today, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. That's our NBA talk. That's our NFL talk. Stay up to date with us. We're keeping pushing out content. Got hella videos dropping every day. If you've been checking out the YouTube, it's coming. Videos are coming. Balls. Everything's coming. We're dropping hella content for you guys. TikToks, reactions, NBA talk, NFL talk. We got everything for you. Franchise tag season is up upon us. I think these are the 4 days where, teams can franchise tag players. So videos will be dropping about that. So Saquon, Barkley, Lamar Jackson, all the names out there. I'll drop reactions to that. So we'll keep you updated. But, like I mentioned, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Check out with the Instagram, the Twitter, the TikTok, so you can stay up with our content. Check out all our platforms, like I mentioned. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. As always, peace. Everything that transpired this last year. Now, Justin Fields, he proved that he was our franchise guy moving forward. So that's something we could be excited about. It was a good, bad year. Obviously we got our guy. We feel confident in him. But, we got the first pick. So a lot of shit went wrong.